mode, and emergency responders are moving as quickly as possible to restore essential services. While the county curfew ended at 10 a.m., we still strongly suggest and urge all residents to stay off the roads. We need to keep it clear for emergency responders, debris cleaners, hospital workers, school maintenance workers, and other recovery personnel who must be on the roads first. We're asking this for your safety. All cities have cleaned up and assessment crews are on the street, and they will be getting to you as quickly as possible. All cities are in the cleanup mode, so please allow the trucks to remove the debris from your area. We plan to resume operations at Broward's Fort Lauderdale Hollywood International Airport on Tuesday morning at 4 a.m. Airport employees were back to work at 7 a.m. this morning, preparing the airfields and the terminals. Port Everglades employees will also report back to work on Tuesday morning. The first priority will be a full assessment of the damage at the port and the condition of the roadways, as well as cargo terminals will remain closed until further notice. There is not a fuel shortage in Broward County. I'm going to repeat, there is not a fuel shortage in Broward County. We are trucking the fuel to the gas stations as quickly as we can, but we do not have a fuel shortage, so please do not panic. Airport and port travelers should contact their carrier for resumption of services. Debris pickup will be announced by your city. The first priority will be on high traffic corridors in the worst condition. We report flooded streets, please report that, flooded streets and block streets and construction debris damage to 311. The Broward landfill on Sheridan Street east of US 27 is now open from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily to take your debris. Our sheltering. We are committed to closing the evacuation shelters as soon as possible, but not before it is safe for residents to leave. It is important to get our schools back open as quickly as possible, and that is our first step to normalcy. As we begin to close the evacuation shelters, there will be designated recovery shelters which will provide a safe place for residents to go who cannot return home due to damage. Remember that before the schools can open, we must have power restored. Some schools are working on generators as shelters right now, and the school board needs time to assess that. The majority of the people have self-evacuated from shelters as of 11:30 a.m. We have approximately 2,000 remaining of the nearly 14,000 that were sheltered during the storm. The official closing of shelters will occur after the all-clear call. For current boil water orders, please call 311 or check out our website at broward.org/hurricane. Since Tuesday, the emergency hotline has assisted nearly 31,000 people. At this time, I'm going to invite FPL up to give a status update.
And on the right of your screen, we do want to update you now that the
Mayor.
pictures you're seeing is the pictures of Key Largo, the very latest from our Sky 10 chopper. Let's listen in back to the press conference with FPNL Juliet Roulette.
To make sure that you are restored as soon as possible. You have probably been aware, and as have I rode through the storm here at the EOC. We got calls of lines down. That is something that we fully expected because of the wind. But I'm telling you this because we want you to know that there are lines out there, and we do not want you to go near these lines. They may or may not be energized. Just assume that they are energized and stay away from them. Your safety is our first priority. But the good news is we did not see many poles down, and that's because we did a lot of work in firming up our structure, so our infrastructure. So that is going to mean a big difference when we try to get you restored, because we no longer have to put poles back in. So as of now, we actually have crews out there working with the counties and the cities to clear paths for all our emergency personnel, all the cities and the county personnel to go out there and help everyone, all the community. And then we will get started on restoration. We will of course, go to our top facilities first, make sure our infrastructure is firm, our substations and so on, and then we will get to the hospitals and the other emergency service buildings, and then we will try to get on as many customers as possible. We have a plan, it's being executed, and amazingly, I would like to share that we have a record-breaking number of workers who are pre-positioned. This is the first time in U.S. history, and that's because of the magnitude of this storm. We have almost 19,000 workers pre-positioned throughout our territory, and Broward is in good shape because there are a good number ready here to get us back in service. I am so glad that all of you listened, that you've been safe, that we have had very few fatalities or any issues, and thank you. We are here for you.
Thank you, Juliette Rulek from FPL. Now I'm going to have our Superintendent, Robert Runcie, to talk about the Broward schools. Mr. Runcie.
Thank you, Mayor Sharif, and want to just first let you know that this morning we sent out 49 units to do an assessment, an initial survey of all our schools and the conditions. They look at three basic things. They look at the structure to see if there's any facility damage or issues there, make a determination, does the school have access to power, and then also look at accessibility to the facility. And we have 236 schools. This work will take us through the afternoon, but I can tell you that from the preliminary information that we have, our schools are in good condition. There are a handful of schools that we need to go out and do some additional detailed assessments, but in general, it looks like the schools are in good condition. The key challenges in terms of opening schools is, number one, it's going to be around power. We need to certainly have power in our schools. Number two, other utilities like water. And the third, we got to make sure debris is removed from the school so there's appropriate access. And finally, we're coordinating with the county to essentially transition these shelters back to the school system so that we can recover those spaces as educational spaces. I do want to take a moment to certainly commend the county, the sheriff's office. As I visit the shelters in those sites, there's just been some extraordinary levels of collaboration and sacrifice and commitment that staff has made, school principals, administrators, BSO officers, staff from the county. It's really been a unified and collaborative effort, and I think that has certainly showed from when we've had conversations with those staying at the shelters. We're going to work as aggressively as possible to ensure that we can open schools as quickly as we can. We're targeting the latter part of this week. We don't have a definitive date. Again, we've got to coordinate our efforts with the county. We've got to make sure the power's on in schools. Traffic lights need to be restored. There are a number of critical path items that need to occur from this. So again, we're looking at the latter part of this week, and we'll provide updates to you as we get additional information. Finally, I want to let all of the parents and students and the community know that we continue to have our thoughts with them, especially those who are going through some challenges as a result of the storm, who face some difficulties, those that have had to leave the area, evacuate, as well as go to shelters. But we're ready. We're prepared to welcome our students back and provide the services that they're used to getting and get back to a sense of normalcy in this county.
Thank you, Mr. Runcie. And now at this time, we'll ask our Broward Sheriff, Scott Israel, to come to the podium to update you. Sheriff.
Thank you, Mayor. Mr. Runcie, Juliette, I thank FPL and the schools as a superintendent for getting right on these issues, and the collaboration has been amazing. When I spoke to you 2 or 3 days ago, Broward County, I said that my goal was to have a death toll of 0, and I'm very proud that that's where we're at right now. Broward County, you listened to us, you left the county, you evacuated, you took care of neighbors, you purchased only enough goods to be self-sufficient. I'm very proud of this county. However, there were a group of people that really didn't comply. They're called looters. I have directed our Colonel of Investigations to contact the detectives that work for him, and they will go out and they will look at all video, all evidence that we can to prosecute, arrest, and ultimately convict. So that's what we're basically going to do. If you looted and we find out who you are, you will go to jail, which is where you should be. Secondly, I asked today, as you drive around, I've been driving around all morning. Some people, most people are complying, but other people are coming up to lights that are inoperable and driving right through the intersections. Please avoid a catastrophic accident. Treat four-way intersections where lights are out as you would a stop sign. Stop at all corners, look each way, and when it's safe, then proceed. If someone is in a rush to go through, show patience and let them go. Save having an accident. Expect our deputies, they'll remain out in force. We put our deputies on the road last night at about 7 o'clock, and they've driven through every city, lights on, to let our community know that, our communities know that we're out there. So we'll continue to do that. We'll continue to be vigilant, and we will bring normalcy back to Broward County as quickly as we possibly can. Thank you for working with us, and thank you for your cooperation.
Thank you. With that, I will take any questions from the reporters at this time.
Sure. How widespread was looting?
Sure.
From what I gather now, there was an area along the corridor of Sunrise Boulevard in the city of Fort Lauderdale that went from northwest 9th Avenue, which is Power Line, and extended west to approximately northwest 15th Avenue. I have reports from other cities that they had 1 or 2 incidents. Today we're doing, as you know, we're doing our assessment. We'll find out if any of the looting had happened in the county, and we'll move so accordingly.
Do you think it was very widespread or
Well,
scattered?
there were approximately 10 or more arrests made last night during the storm. So the Fort Lauderdale Police Department took approximately 10 people into custody. I think five of the folks they arrested came out of the Foot Locker up on Power Line in Sunrise.
Now that the county's getting, this is I guess about the county, now that the county's getting municipalities reporting damage, or what additionally have you found? I know a lot of downed trees this morning with the county, but have you found anything new and additional now that the cities are telling you what they're facing?
So right now, the cities are reporting exactly what we expected for them to have, which is down trees, down power lines, some structural damages to some governmental buildings, some roof damage. And right now, it is nothing that's catastrophic at this time, but enough of it to make a big impact on their operations. And so we're waiting for those reports to continue to come in. We were supposed to have updates between 12 and 2:30 from the municipalities, and so we're hoping that we get better news. But right now, it's not much different than what we expected.
Mayor, could you amplify on the fuel in the port? Is fuel coming out of the port right now, or they still have to assess whether, you know, the conditions at the terminals are?
So right now, we have continued to take fuel out of the port. At this time, we are continuing to take fuel and supplies out of the port. The only closure that we have to report is A1A is still closed because of the flooding and the sand on A1A. So that's one street that is still closed right now.
Do you know when tankers can start arriving at the port to deliver more fuel?
The port, as right now, we haven't opened it up to receive more, but we are trucking out what we have. Before the storm, we had approximately 8.4 million gallons of fuel there at the port, and we've delivered throughout up until the winds prohibited us from doing so, and now we're going to continue to deliver those supplies. So there's nothing that's prohibiting the transport of the fuel from the port at this time.
Do you know how much actually was at the port? I know there was the 8.4 million, like the Thursday night before, but do you know how much there actually was?
Total? Oh, as of this morning, no, I don't have a count as of this morning of how much fuel was at the port.
Mayor, can you tell us, obviously, you know, for safety concerns, you want to avoid certain areas. Are there certain areas that you guys are kind of directing people to stay away from?
We're saying the intercoastal areas because we experienced the most flooding in those areas. Most of those streets really were covered with water when we first did our first assessment at First Light. We have a lot of sand in the roadway in the areas that are east of A1A, east of US 1 and Federal Highway, and so we're asking people to stay out of those areas for right now. In the areas that we evacuated, some of those areas we're trying to open up right now, and so it's just a matter of working with the streets to get those, the cities to get those streets clear.
Will a curfew be reimposed or continued?
We don't believe we'll reimpose a curfew at this time. We think we're moving fast enough to get people back on the road safely. Curfews, we don't particularly care to impose curfews, but we had to in this situation for safety. Right now, we feel pretty safe. It's just a matter of having the debris and the blocked roads. We want to make sure that we give enough information so people know which route they can go home. So just please keep posted. We'll be back in a couple of hours to let you know which roads are open and where the debris are and what areas to avoid. But currently, I can say this, that our major expressways are open, and now it's just a matter of working on the streets.
Sure. Do you think the four-way stop thing is people not caring or they don't know? Because I saw plenty of people running this morning.
Probably a combination of both, but you know, being a prudent driver and common sense would tell me if I were coming up to a four-way stop and there were no lights to stop, look, and then proceed. So I would, you know, again, it's very important that you can do everything we can to get it out on social media. These press conferences are critically important, and again, I can't stress how important it was. Tragically, on a sad note, a Hardy County Sheriff's deputy lost his life in a traffic crash early this morning, responding to a call. So I don't know what the circumstances were, but getting somewhere 5 minutes sooner is not worth risking hurting yourself, hurting someone else, or hurting your family. So again, just use good judgment as you drive.
Thank you, Sheriff.
We had a lot of tornado warnings yesterday. Do we know yet if any touched down and affected housing?
We did have reports that some did touch down, but at this point in time, we don't have a listing of where they touched down. But we do have reports that they did. At this time, I want to also remind you that we have FEMA and the Red Cross on standby to help those people that are displaced and those that have left the shelters to check their homes. And if they go to their homes and they find out that they are uninhabitable, or if they have damage or loss that they cannot stay there, we have made provisions, and we will be opening up additional transitional shelters for them.
Mayor, you mentioned debris at the beginning.
Yes.
And I know it's pretty much a city issue, but do you have general advice for what people should do? Should they bring it all to their curbs? I mean, what should people be doing right now?
So right now, we're asking people to leave it in its place. We have almost 700,000 people that didn't have power. We have a lot of standing water. We don't want you going out there and touching things in the yard or going to walk into water and having deaths from electrocution. So we're saying to you that if debris, we understand it's there. We'll be picking it up on a regular basis. The cities will be picking it up on a regular basis. But we want you to be as safe as possible. So if you have debris that is in your yards, we'll be telling you at a later time. Once FPL has done their restoration and we're sure that there are no more down power lines, then we'll be safe to clean that up.
So leave it alone.
Leave it alone for right now.
Question for FPL, Juliet.
Yes.
We've gotten a lot of calls about hotels that still have power. You might not know specifics, but do you know areas that you could possibly call and see if they're still up and running?
Unfortunately, we're not able to get that level of detail as to the specific areas in Broward. We can talk about cities level, but we are not able to talk about actually more in depth. That will come, but right now we are really trying to do large scale to funnel down to get restoration done.
People evacuated out of Broward, is it safe for them to start heading back?
At this time, it depends on where they evacuate it to. Like I said, our major roadways have been cleared. The only thing that we're looking at right now is when you get off those roadways and you start going into the cities, we're having some issues with downed trees and power lines in the road, and as well as some traffic signals as well. Okay? That's it. This press conference is concluded. Broward, be safe. Thank you very much.
Broward Mayor